Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are strapping in for something special, a vehicle that really promises to bridge two completely different worlds.
Yeah, we're talking about the high-octane frenzy of electric rallying and the, compact practicality of an urban SUV.
Exactly. Our subject is the Opel Mokka GSE.
And that phrase, from rally to road, it's such a classic motorsport line, right?
It is. Usually you're reserving for the fiercest little high hatches. But Opel is now putting this badge of honor on an electric SUV. So you asked us a fundamental question. Is this claim a genuine technical achievement?
Or is it just, marketing fluff for the electric era, designed to sell a premium badge?
That's our mission today. We're going to peel back the metal and the software to see if this Mokka GSE truly justifies its rally roots. We'll look at the components, the chassis, the whole package.
And the price tag.
And the price tag. And we're going to start with a piece of testimony that I think immediately sets the stage. We have the word of Swedish rally driver Kai Karlberg. He's the 25-year-old who won the 80 Su Opel Electric Rally Cup.
Exactly, and Carlbert's insight is critical here because he worked on both cars, the competition rally variant and this new road car. He understands the extreme demands of the sport.
So when he was asked about the technical similarities between the two, what did he say?
His direct quote was, "It's not marketing."
It's not marketing. I mean, that's about the highest form of praise you can get from a racing professional.
It really is. He also said he was genuinely surprised that the performance difference on the track between the competition car and this road version was, and this is another quote, "so contained."
Which signals a deep mechanical alignment, not just some superficial styling changes.
Right. To put this into context for you, the Mokka GSE is Opel's fastest road-going EV. It's a compact B-segment SUV, only about 4.15 meters long.
So it's small.
It's small, but its core identity, its DNA, is extracted directly from the car that competes in that 80C Opel Electric Rally Cup.
Just quickly, let's touch on that ADC partnership because it's mentioned a lot in the sources.
ADC is Germany's biggest motoring organization. Their involvement just validates the whole thing. It tells you this is a serious competitive environment this car was designed for.
We aren't talking about weekend track days here.
No, this is professionally sanctioned, high-stress motorsport.
Okay, so let's unpack this with the first major piece of evidence. The components. This is where the claim has to, really stand up. Are they using the same motor or just something that looks kind of similar?
No, it's a direct technical transfer. This is the smoking gun.
A direct transfer.
All of the high-voltage components in the Mokka GSE road car. That means the motor, the inverter, the battery, even the wiring harness.
All of it.
All of it. Taken directly from the Mokka GSE rally competition variant.
That sounds fascinating, but also maybe a little inefficient. I mean, if you're using rally components designed for crashes and extreme heat cycles, aren't you adding unnecessary complexity or cost or even weight to a road SUV?
That's a fair question, and it does speak to that high price point we'll get to later. But the reason this validates the rally to road claim is precisely because these parts are overkill for a commute.
Okay.
Rally components are engineered to sustain peak power over and over without degrading. For the road driver, that means the performance figures are robust and repeatable.
They're not just some peak number you can hit for a second.
Exactly. You're buying durability and sustained performance.
Speaking of performance, let's get into the numbers. What do you get when you bolt that competition spec hardware into the road car?
You're getting 281 horsepower and 345 newton meters of torque.
And those figures are identical to the rally car.
Identical. Which proves the full power map was carried over. This pushes the little SUV from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in a pretty swift 5.9 seconds. Top speed is capped at 200 kilometers.
And weight is so crucial for this kind of performance.
It is. The vehicle comes in at just under 1,600 kilograms. For an electric SUV with a high-voltage battery and performance parts, that's genuinely lean.
It tells you the engineers were focused on agility, not just raw straight-line speed.
Absolutely. Which brings us perfectly to the chassis. The motor delivers the power, but the chassis dictates how you actually use it. So what did they do to earn that agile and stable badge?
Yeah. What's going on under the skin?
Well, this is where the rally inspiration is most undeniable. This is where they spent the money. The suspension has been lowered by 10 millimeters.
Okay, getting it closer to the ground.
Right. Brings the center of gravity down. They designed specialized axles, fitted new hydraulic shock absorbers, all to manage those aggressive driving forces.
But the real technical headline here has to be the torsion differential, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in an age where most EVs use software and braking to manage wheel slip, Why is putting in a mechanical torsion diff such a game changer?
Ugh, the torsion. That is the difference between a fast EV and an involved driver's EV. Most electric cars use torque vectoring, right? The software applies the brake to the slipping wheel. It works, but
But you're braking. You're losing momentum.
you're losing momentum and energy. The torsion is purely mechanical. It physically sends torque to the wheel with the most grip. It reacts instantly.
Which is critical for rally driving on loose surfaces.
Absolutely. And in the road car, it means you can put that 345 newton meters of torque down, aggressively coming out of a corner, without just spinning the inside wheel. It's hardware doing the job that software usually just fakes.
That explains why the sources say the structure is rigid enough for what they call audacious driving. You can't put a diff like that in a flimsy chassis.
Precisely. And the driver interface backs this all up. The steering is noted as being highly precise and direct. It feels connected.
And you're holding a small steering wheel flattened on the top and the bottom, which is a very sporting touch.
Mm.
When you're driving like that, though, how's the visibility?
That's a good point. The sources noted that rear visibility is generally good, which is a plus for an SUV shape. But when you are driving in that audacious way, especially in tight curves, you might notice the front pillars, the right one in particular, could be a bit smaller.
A design compromise for rigidity, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it slightly impacts the view in extreme maneuvering.
Okay, let's shift gears metaphorically, of course. For most of the time, the driver won't be at the rally limits. How do you manage 281 horsepower on a simple commute? The car has 3 driving modes.
It does, and this is how the car really transforms its character. The modes give you different engine tunes, basically. They drastically change the power output and the speed limits.
Give us the breakdown.
So in sport mode, you get everything. The full 281 horsepower, 345 nanometers of torque, all the way up to 200 kilometer. That's your competition tune.
And normal mode.
In normal, power is scaled back to 231 horsepower, and your top speed drops to 180. That's optimized for, balanced daily driving.
Okay, and for maximum efficiency, there's eco mode.
Yep. Eco mode reduces you further to 190 horsepower, dials back the torque a bit to 300 nanometers, and caps the top speed at 150 kilometers. It's crucial for making the GSE practical day to day.
Now for the million-dollar question. With any EV range and consumption, it has a 54 kilowatt-hour battery. What's the official range, and what did the real-world driving actually show?
So the official maximum range, according to the WLTP cycle, is 336 kilometers. Declared consumption is between 17.9 and 19.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers.
Those are the official best-case numbers.
Yeah.
But we know the test driver drove this thing aggressively, not really paying attention to saving electrons. What was the final consumption figure after over 150 kilometers of that audacious driving?
It settled at 21.2 kilowatt per 100 kilometers.
That's still a significant drop in efficiency from the minimum declared range. So for the average person paying a premium for this car, is that penalty worth it for a torsion diff that you only really use during hard cornering?
It really highlights the compromise this car makes, doesn't it? Opel is prioritizing dynamic involvement over just maximizing range.
But what's impressive is that even with that hard driving, which usually sends EV consumption skyrocketing 21.2, is, as the source says, not too distant from the declared maximum.
Right. It suggests the system is engineered to manage power efficiently, even under stress. The penalty is manageable because the system is robust.
And visually, how do you tell this apart from a standard Mokka EV?
Oh, the styling details really scream performance. You've got prominent GSE lettering, especially on the Alcantara bucket seats.
The wheels tip?
The wheels are huge, 20 inches, actually larger than the 18s on the rally car. And you can see those striking yellow brake calipers behind them. It definitely looks the part.
And for the driver who really wants to geek out on their performance, what kind of data can you get?
The 10-inch touchscreen has a whole suite of performance monitoring tools. You can see real-time G-force, detailed acceleration data, deep battery management. You can literally quantify your audacious driving style.
Okay, let's pivot to the final major piece of the puzzle, market positioning. The Mokka GSE starts at 47,300 euros, excluding tax, in Italy.
Right.
That's a hefty premium for a BSUV. How does Opel justify that price tag?
They justify it through exclusivity and that specialized hardware. I mean, this is a niche product. The standard 156 horsepower Mokka EV starts way lower, around 36,700.
So it's almost an 11,000 euro difference.
Exactly. And that difference is the price of admission for genuine rally-derived dynamic character.
Yeah.
You're paying for the torsion, the unique axles, the chassis tuning, the whole performance package.
So how does this stack up against the competition? I mean, this is a crowded segment.
It is, but the comparison really separates the mission statements. A car like the VW ID.4 is built for mass appeal, affordability, space, comfort, range, easy motoring.
And the Mokka GSE is not that.
Not at all. It sacrifices some of that to prioritize cornering stability and steering feel. It's selling involvement. And if you look at, say, a base Tesla Model Y,
It is around the same price, right?
around 46,100, yeah. But they compete on a different plane entirely. Tesla offers extreme power, more range, and a massive focus on software and infotainment. Opel isn't trying to win on screen size or max distance. They're competing on mechanical feel.
So the ideal customer for this Mokka GSE isn't shopping for the best screen or the longest range for their commute.
No, they're shopping for the driving experience itself.
They want the specialized hardware that makes the car feel like a proper machine, not a big appliance.
Exactly. It's for the person who appreciates that German character, wants a compact electric SUV, and genuinely values that tangible mechanical link to rally competition. They're willing to pay a premium for that specific hardware combination.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? Our deep dive into the Opel Mokka GSE really confirms that the Rally to Road claim holds up,
It does. It's validated by that expensive, technically impressive move to just transfer the high voltage components directly from the competition car.
and it's cemented by the specialized mechanical chassis, the lowered stance, and especially that rally-ready Torsen differential. This whole combination positions the Mokka GSE as a genuine driver's EV.
Yeah, it carves out a very specific niche, well beyond the typical commuter EV. And what's fascinating here, I think, is the implication for the future of performance in the electric era.
How so?
Well, Opel has shown that driving excitement in an EV doesn't have to rely just on battery size or clever software. It can, and maybe it should, be rooted in focused, specialized mechanical engineering from motorsport.
Which raises an important question for you to consider.
Given that Opel proved that applying hardware like a Torsen differential is key to driving excitement in an EV, should we now expect this level of specialized, focused dynamic engineering, rather than just sheer horsepower and software, to become the primary differentiator for high-end electric performance vehicles in the future?
A great question to end on as the EV market matures. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Rally Tech electric performance. If you want more curated knowledge shortcuts like this, be sure to follow the channel. We'll see you next time.